you.
Hey there, it's Nicole Darden-Creston along with Talia Blake, and with us now is Top 5 Tiny Desk Contest musician John Jacobs of New Smyrna Beach. John Jacobs, welcome.
Thank you. Great to be here.
Let's hear a little bit of your Tiny Desk entry called Granddaddy.
Granddaddy, please tell me a story. Tell me about when you were young. Tell me how you grew up in the mountains and how you love to roam in the hills where the forest green and where the streams crystal clear. Will you take me there sometime?
John, where does your love for music come from?
I guess my family's always been into music somewhat, but I started playing the guitar when I was just a kid and just have enjoyed it all my life. A few years ago, I got more involved in it and started writing songs and really enjoyed doing something creative.
How has the pandemic changed the way you do music or the way you perform?
It's changed it a bit because we usually have a jamming group that we go to every week, and of course we can't do that anymore. I have a songwriter circle that we meet once a month, and we're doing that on Zoom, which is not near as good as doing it live, and other events that we usually did that we can't do anymore, but we get a little bit done, and it's not too bad.
I feel you. This Tiny Desk special would have been so much more fun if it was live versus here on Facebook and on the radio.
Yeah, but it gave us more time to participate too.
That's true. That's true.
There's that optimism that I love. So you mentioned that you had been playing guitar since you were a kid. Can you tell us a little bit about this songwriter circle that you just mentioned?
Yeah, I can. We started it, I guess, about 4 years ago, and they have been meeting once a month at mine and Cosette's house here. And we usually have about 15 people that write songs that show up, and we just get together and play our new songs and talk about songwriting. And actually, I'm always amazed at how good these folks are. And they're just people, like you and me, and just here in New Smyrna Beach, and they're not professionals, but they're come up with some really good songs, and it's always a lot of fun.
Oh, go ahead, John.
I just saying, being creative is just adds something to your life.
Definitely can agree with that. So your website specifically mentions that you have an optimistic approach and that your songs come from a place of love and hope. So can you tell us why that's important in your music?
It's just what I seem to come up with, I guess. But, I've been married for 55 years to the same woman, and most of my songs are about her.
You mentioned, John, that songwriting is your top priority. That's on your website, and you mentioned the songwriter circle. What's your writing process like?
Well, everybody seems to do it a little differently. I usually start with a poem of sorts, with words, because that's what I really get into, is doing the words, and then I add the music. But then I usually go back once I've done that, and I say, well, that's kind of plain. Let's see if we can spice it up a little bit. And I change a few chords, change the tune a little bit, and try to get a hook in it, that people can identify. And it's just usually comes out pretty good. I usually write about a song a month. So.
Do you remember how old you were when you wrote your first song? And do you remember what song that was?
I don't think I actually wrote a song until about, maybe 10 years ago. And what was it? I can't even remember. But, I started really trying to write songs for real maybe 5 years ago. And I've copyrighted probably near 100 songs.
Wow.
in that time frame. Not all of them are worth anything, you know, but some of them I think are pretty good.
Let's hear a second song from you now, John Jacobs. What is this song that we're going to hear from you?
The name of the song is The Golden Door. I wrote this song at the time that all the kids were getting turned away at the border, and the little girl died in border hounds and so forth. And so this is a song about that. It's a very touching song, I think. She was only a small child of 7. She was from a land where most are poor, a place where she lived without hope, where freedom is just a dream no more. So give me your tired and your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free. Give them to me. She was a child needing love. Her beauty survived the cruelty of this world, fleeing a place of vows just to live free. Compassion may have made her dreams come true. So give me the wretched, the refuse of your teeming shore. Give them to me. She was looking for a home, a place of safety, a place of peace, a home and a school, a place where a child can play safely, a place of peace, a place of love. Send these, the homeless, the tempest tossed to me. Send them to me. The doors closed and locked. She couldn't come in, she couldn't go back. Our hearts are broken by the heartless. Where is the love in the land that we love? I left my lamp beside the golden door for all to see. So give me your tired and your poor, your huddled masses yearning to be free, the wretched refuse of your teeming shore. Send these, the homeless, the tempest tossed to me. I left my lamp beside